Today I would like to show you the newest little tool that we got into the shop, the Aoyue 388 CircuitVise. So the CircuitVise is a soldering platform that comes with these little third hand tools that are actually really nice and bendy. It also has a rail here that adapts the smoke absorber 486 or 486 plus, where you just slide it right in. But I'm not going to use that today, so I'm going to slide it right out and put this to the side. But what I am going to do is try this out on desoldering and resoldering the Crawlmaster Mini. And what this is technically for is PCB work. And of course we could also, use one of these third hand tools that love to fall over with the mount on there. These are a little hard to use sometimes because you're in a sense soldering in air. But with this, you're soldering with support. So I'm going to turn this around. What I'm going to do is try to desolder and resolder some of these leads. And it comes with these little magnet mounts. Maybe you can see them now. They've got a little stepped surface, a little recessed edge in there with magnets on the bottom. And so you can move them around this steel powder coated base, which is really cool. They did show me some of the prototypes that they originally made, and this one is so much cooler, let me tell you. So much easier to make, and what I will actually be making is a lot more of these that are going to be specialized for us in the shop so that we can use this for really fast production, essentially no tool jigging. It's going to be really neat. Instead of having jigs that are for every single different size of ESC, it can actually just have a rail that they all slip into and then use these guys to back them up into the rail. But for the time being, I'm going to start on this BR Mini. Let's see how it works. I actually haven't had a chance to use this guy, so this is like a blind test. I'm just gonna let's just try a little bit of this. 2 on that side, maybe 1 on the bottom. How about 2 on this side? Will it fit? Will the MOSFETs fit? Let's try this side. Yeah. So depending on what you are working, there might be a little bit of modifications. Oh yeah, that's super solid. There's a little bit of in and out, so I'm just going to back it off to that. You could do a little bit of modifications to gain more clearance on these, maybe a couple of flat edges, maybe chop the top down a little bit. There's all sorts of things that can be done to make them a little better. If you're not doing really high heat work next to them, honestly, you could 3D print little ones and jam some magnets into it. And then you have the nice third hand tools just right here. Ooh, this is probably gonna make it a lot easier for me. I'm looking forward to this. So I'm gonna move these a little closer to the edge that I'm soldering on. That should give it a little bit better support. And then we'll just see what happens. Nothing to do it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. And my soldering iron is currently set pretty high, 380. We normally keep the one at the shop at 350. I'll keep it, yeah, let's do 368 or so. That's still gonna be pretty high, but this is a lower silver solder, so it's actually gonna have a higher melt. Maybe that's why I have it set at the temperature that I do. All right, maybe I'll do like that, yeah. And each thing that you solder is probably gonna need a little bit different configuration. And maybe this isn't going to be very useful for you. Let me know in the comments if you could actually use something like this in your daily soldering activities, or maybe it's just me that solders every day. I don't know. How often do you actually get out the soldering iron? Let me know. So I'm going to add a little bit of solder to this so we can get some heat transfer going. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was much better. That is exactly what I needed to do. And to keep myself from flipping solder into my eyes, I can't believe that I forgot my safety glasses. These safety glasses are so good I can see my own eyes in them actually. All right, so we're gonna heat that up. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look at that. There we go. Making sure we're not getting soldered onto any components that are near. A little bit of heat on this guy. Pop it right off. A little bit of heat on this guy. And it'll slide right off. There we go. That was really easy. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually turn this guy sideways. Whee! We'll turn it sideways and I'm gonna reconnect. And what I would actually prefer to do, long term at least, is to have a JST on this Castle BEC so that I can plug it directly into this JST external. Or if I have multiple things coming off of that JST, I've got these little Medusa JSTs with 3 splitters, a 3-way, and that really helps. That way we can have a much cleaner install on this and no worries. So I'm going to turn this sideways. I guess I could turn the entire platform sideways. That's a little easier, isn't it? And resolder. There we go. That should work. So we're going to go over the side first. A little fresh solder will help actually. This is high enough that it's causing the solder to break in a sense. I noticed a very like oil sheen look on my soldering iron tip. There we go. Bam, easy. This guy is hot and ready. What kind of pizza would be hot and ready? Little Caesars? Who likes Little Caesars? Let me tell you, I love to not eat Little Caesars. That stuff is barely pizza. How could you? We've got a little place in town called Pizza Tree that is much better. All right, so I'm using a big old fat tip for this little tiny work. Not the easiest, but this was actually really nice. You know, any object that you do, you're gonna have to kind of figure out how it holds best. While I'm here, why don't I just turn it around and see if I can find some motor wires to put on. We need to put some motor wires on, I think. All right, this is gonna be the wrong side of motor wire, but I'm gonna just practice. Wire. I told you I'm working on my my accent, my Georgia accent. Clean the tip, a little bit of fresh solder. Let's see how she does. Oh yeah, nice and easy. All right, it's sliding a little bit. So I am actually gonna move one of these so that it won't slide. I think that'll do it. Yeah, that'll hold. And speaking of holding, let's just try these. Let's try our third hand tools. It's got a third and a fourth hand on this. Let's see how well they do. All right, that looks pretty good. I think I could just sit here and relax and let's go do this. See if it works. I kind of feel like I should put a little additional pressure with this third hand tool though. I just can't sit back and relax. Look at that though. That was easy. Oh, do it again. And then I'm going to uninstall them because this is the wrong side of wire. Did I really? Okay. I did really. There we go. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of this. Maybe we got enough solder on this. Nope, not quite. Add a little bit more fresh solder. It's really starting to eat away at that tip. Constantly putting solder on it like that. But tips are cheap. All right, we're gonna get this nice and melty and then press it right in. Come on, pressing it right in. There we go. Boop. Oh, so easy. So easy. Man, that's pretty good actually. I like this. I am definitely going to be either printing or CNC machining a bunch of little jigs for this. I mean, honestly, this is one of those things where it's like, why didn't I think of that myself? Just have a plate. So these will retail for about $40, and you will also be able to buy separately more of these. As you can see, there's 4 holes so you can put your third hand tools, and you will also be able to buy more of the little magnetic bits and bobs. So cool. I would definitely give this 2 thumbs up. I'm going to be using it in the shop. My main soldering guy, I tried to get him to use it, but he's already made his own jigs for soldering, so he's not really wanting to switch right now, but I love this thing. Maybe I'll keep it here for myself. Who knows? Seems like I solder more at the shop here than here, so who knows? We'll figure it out. In the meantime, though, definitely 2 thumbs up on this. New product from Aoyue, the 388 CircuitVise. Really pleased to be able to share this with you, and good job, Aoyue. Awesome. So we're going to put a link down below to where you can pick this up from SRA Solder. And in the meantime, if you got any questions about it, put them down below. I will do my best to get to them. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good day.